Traders waiting for a large correction were left disappointed as Bitcoin consolidated around a strong $9,800 this week before roaring to a new high this morning of $10,500. XRP's latest improvement proposal is suggesting deletable accounts. And what does this mean for the future of censorship resistance? Search results for Buy Bitcoin are nearing highs not seen for over a year. We are on the precipice. Big movers of the day, Blockstack, Hedera Hashgraph, and Mona are leaving those calling for the market top crying in the sand as we continue to stack up those gains. What's next in this wild market we call home? Find out in today's exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin. Welcome to Breaking Bitcoin, recorded live in the studio Tuesday, February 11th, 2020, February 12th, 2020. This is your daily source for market updates, sentiment, and news for traders. I hope everyone watching today on YouTube, Twitch, DLive, Facebook, and on Roku is doing fantastic. Make sure to support the show by subscribing and hitting the like button for the YouTube algorithm. If you have any questions, please drop them in the live chat, and the moderators will direct my attention to them in the Q&A section. Updates for community members. We are going to be having a sale this weekend, Valentine's Day sale. It's one of my favorite holidays. Spent some time. Let me show you guys something. You guys think I don't take Valentine's Day seriously? Yeah. Sent my daughter to school an hour early so we could paint this morning. That's my daughter's 2 years old. That's her feet. That's her hand. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Tell me I'm not crafty. One of my favorite holidays, guys. Valentine's Day sale coming up this weekend. We are going to be announcing that on the social media, on the Twitter. We're going to do something a little bit special for current subscribers. So make sure that if you are a current premium member to pay attention to the premium announcements channel, because that's where your discount will be posted. As for new members to the community, that will all be posted on socials as well as the website. And I'll cover it here on the stream tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, so tomorrow is going to be the last show of the week because I'm going on vacation on Friday. I will be back on Monday for a Monday show. I hope you guys are safe and trade safely while I'm not here. We are going to be having for premium, advanced, professional, and elite members. The community mentoring session is today at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. The new Pathways to Profit video, or the new premium video this week, will be the revamped Module 1 Lesson 1 video. As I said, we're going to be putting out a premium video every week for our subscribers. Updates to the Discord. The signal delivery system that we use in the premium is up and live for junior analysts, Fibonacci, and Midwest attempts. So if you guys are interested in free trading signals, you guys can receive those in our Discord for all community members. I published 2 portfolios for long-term holdings yesterday, an aggressive and a conservative portfolio. Pictured to the lower left when we get into the main scene is going to be my aggressive portfolio. It's doing very well today. And again, I will not be here on Friday. Tomorrow will be the last show of the week, but we've got a lot of great content coming out for you in the form of Breaking Bitcoin bits and something special for you guys coming out on Friday if all of the stars align. All right, guys, we've got a lot to talk about today. So let's not waste any time. Hopefully you guys are doing awesome. Let me know in the live chat and let's get into today's market analysis. All right, here we are in the live scene. Here we are on Bitcoin on the daily as we are wont to do. We are on the daily. Bitcoin currently trading at 10,367. We did reach a high today over here on the Bybit chart of 10,500. So for the individuals that were in my Meso time frame, for the premium members who were in my Meso time frame long trade on BTC USD on Bybit, first take profit has already been hit. You guys know the drill. Stop loss goes to break even and we hold for higher prices. So that trade is in a no loss situation. The daily time frame trade is on its way to hitting TP1 over the next couple of days. Other than that, ended up taking 3 new positions last night for the premium group. Tomo was one of those that's already hit take profit 1. They're all performing quite well today. Let's move on. Let's see. I see Insomnics. I see Into the Break. Rickie T, Profit Bear, Midwest Attempts, Caprica, B-Flow, Ghost 7, Sanic 2 Fest, Dark Rico. How are you guys doing? Ron Legato, don't think I don't see you, brother. All right. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. Got a lot to talk about today. So on the daily time frame here for Bitcoin, let's slow it down. Make sure that everybody watching understands the TA properly. Again, price trading at 10,369 on the daily time frame here for Bitcoin traded against the American dollar. Price is looking very healthy above the daily baseline. Our continuation filter, i.e. the level at which longs are going to be invalid and you will not be allowed to look for longs anymore. However, again, that's going for daily trending trades. I do think that taking oversold signals on the daily is going to be a good payoff right now to be aggressive. Depends on the nature of this. I kind of went into this in detail with some of the members the other day, going over some mentoring sessions, going over my private mentoring sessions with premium members. And when price is over, it depends on the nature of the sell-off that leads you to the oversold, right? We'll kind of look at some examples of that, but here's what I'm saying. You guys are traders. You guys are familiar with momentum oscillators that measure overbought and oversold levels, but you have to understand the particular nuances of Bitcoin, particularly cryptocurrency in general, but Bitcoin in particular. With Bitcoin, it is elevator up, stair steps down, meaning that it is very easy to be overbought in Bitcoin, and you don't really want to pay attention to that too many times, but it is very rare that you get oversold. Oversold is rare on the higher time frame, so that's a signal to pay attention to. However, your momentum oscillators are going to be tuned to the volatility in which you are trading. What that means is that if you've had a pronounced period of low volatility and then you get a big sell movement to the downside, so like 1, 2, or 3 candles that just rip down, 15 to 25%, as we have seen in Bitcoin many times, your momentum oscillators are typically going to become quickly oversold. Don't buy the first signal if that's the case. Wait for the recovery. It will continue to move to the downside, and then you can take the second oversold signal for a reversal trade safer, right? And you guys know how I feel about reversal trades, but I've done the studying on this. I've looked at the stats. I've done the back testing, whereas most individuals are just going to be relying on what they feel is correct or what they feel works or what they've seen on YouTube. So be careful when you're looking for those reversal trades in that fashion. However, so again, to summarize, if we've had relatively low volatility and low volume, i.e. the size of the candles from open to close is relatively conservative, and then we get some big stair stepping to the downside, 2, 3, maybe up to 5 large red candles, and your momentum oscillators go oversold, that's going to be a false signal. More often than not, you want to wait for that recovery. It's going to be a small bounce, and then price will continue to move to the downside. You can take the second or third oversold signal subsequent. That's going to be a better entry for you. However, if price slowly moves down, if the sell-off is conservative, if it very slowly, gradually moves down, and the volatility, that is the distance from open to close or from high to low, is relatively the same as the preceding sideways or uptrend that preceded the down movement, and then your momentum oscillators go oversold, that's a good signal. All right. So that's a good summary of how specific nuances of overbought and oversold conditions, looking for those kind of reversal entries or take profit areas with momentum oscillators in Bitcoin particularly. Again, this is more relevant to the daily time frame. Overbought and oversold on lower time frames is treacherous. All right. But here on the daily, again, price looks healthy, but our continuation level, the level at which longs for trending trades will be invalidated, has moved up to 98.98. So that's good. We're almost above 10,000, maybe a couple more days, and we can safely say above 10,000, we're aggressively long. Below 10,000, we're flat or hedged. Okay. Currently, we need to be all the way down below 9,664 to be looking for shorts. And why is that? Again, just to answer the question, we don't trade reversals here. We wait for the trend to confirm itself as a downtrend on the daily before we move in that direction. Other foolish traders are going to be focusing on catching tops and getting wrecked. Almost all of the traders who are obsessed with catching tops and bottoms have most likely been trying to short this movement all the way up. I know it's true. I talk to them all the time. I see them all over Twitter. Don't be that guy. Trade trends. Bitcoin trends strongly. Altcoins trend strongly. Why would you worry about catching tops and bottoms when you can buy into strength and watch in a bullish market like this, watch your altcoins go up 50% and consistently be making 5 to 8 to 12% on your leveraged Bitcoin trades? It doesn't make any sense to me to trade any other way. Consistent profitability, consistent profits, beating the market standard safely. All right, anyways, so continuation level up to 98.98 currently, so we are bullish above 98.98. Again, daily time frame looks good. Let's see what volatility and volume are going to be doing today. Looking at Water explosion, what can we see here? We have not closed the daily candle. It does seem that our rising explosion level might be dipping a little bit today. Let's give this a little bit to work itself out. Not really a signal in and of itself, but volume is falling off just a little bit today, or the divergence between bullish momentum and bearish momentum is falling off a little bit, which we use as a pseudo indication of volume and volatility. That is the point of Water explosion. But it is still bullish. It is still positive. It is still confirming long trades. Everything here is quite healthy. And of course, we are above the dead zone filter, the filter at which levels below this are unsafe to trade. So Water explosion looking healthy. Taking a close look at Minx. Minx is going to be giving us a confirmed continuation long signal on today's daily candle. So I typically, for my purposes, do not plot the signals that Minx will do for regular members. But again, we are getting a nice continuation long signal on today's daily candle, following off some previous signals that we would have received over here. Our previous long signal on the 27th of January. So far, we have not gotten any take profits or sensitive stop losses. Yes, sensitive stop losses. Yes. So overall, Minx doing very well. Excuse me, not Minx doing very well, but again, we are in the bullish aspect, i.e. we are above the zero line of the Minx oscillator, indicating that we are in bullish territory, and we are curling back up to the upside, indicating a potential another movement to the upside. Looking at time transformation, which is our second momentum indicator, again, in bullish territory. Time transformation is poking its head into the overbought territory on Bitcoin. But do you guys remember the spiel that I just gave you about overbought and oversold levels? In fact, what we'll often notice with overbought levels on Bitcoin is that you actually want to get excited when we go overbought, because we often get an accelerating effect. As we can see back here, we first go overbought on the 15th of January, and we actually have, so here's the 15th of January. 15th of January closes right here. And we still have another 4.26% in the trade. Now, that's not the best example. That is a small example. Let me show you the other time that Bitcoin went overbought. So let's go back here. Look, for historicity, we first go overbought in June of 2019, the 15th. So let's go find the 15th. All right, so here's where we go overbought for the first time, the 15th of June. And what followed that? 56% to the upside. So we often see an accelerating effect, and it's really only when we get overbought and we get not the first sell signal, it's the second sell signal that denotes what can be the market top. Okay, but again, typically your best indication of the market top or the end of the upwards trend is going to be your momentum oscillator turning back down and crossing back below zero, and not the crossover. That's aggressive. If you want to be sure and still get out at relatively good price, especially if you buy the lower 25% of a bullish trend, as we do. That is our entry price, and we look to sell the upper 75%. And so we're okay with losing that upper higher margin and with losing that lower margin. We're looking for consistency. And that's something I want to point out. I know a lot of people, unfortunately, who are watching the altcoins right now, are afraid to act. Right? And this is true of individuals who have bought in, who have been in here since 2018. I think this is a little less true of people who were here in 2016 and 17. So if you were here in 2016 and 17, you already went through a parabolic market cycle. So you've already kind of gotten over the jitters of buying into strength. But because pretty much the last 2 years, with a small exception there in 2019, the Q2 pump, has mostly been, you can't trust this trend, man. You're just going to get trapped if you buy the tops. We are in a different cycle right now, similar to 2016 and 17. Again, as I pointed out earlier in the week, weekly trends have broken on almost all major altcoins that have not broken in almost 2 years. Right? Now, I'm willing to be wrong. Okay, but I'm not going to be the guy. I've been sitting here all week telling you that the market is bullish and to be aggressive. And that's paid off, right? So I know that it can be uncomfortable to buy coins that have moved up 20, 30, 40%. But don't allow that to scare you into not acting and buying into strength, real strength. Real strength. All right. Of course, manage your risk. into the break says, waiting for my dang deposits to clear to add in more. Buy the tops, buy the bottoms, buy it all. All right. And of course, the breaking Bitcoin indicator is still macro bullish. We are still macro bullish, as I pointed out, above 96.64. And again, with continuation at 98.98. We're not getting golden dot continuation on today's daily candle. However, Minx is going to be confirming the continuation long. Now, I was aggressive yesterday, and I took the continuation long yesterday. However, Minx is still signaling for that continuation signal to the upside today. You're going to want to make sure that that is in line with your own personal trading strategy. Is just one of the tools in our toolkit that we provide to our members and to our students. All right. Checking out the weekly real quick. And we're going to move to the Bitstamp chart. Change our length to 30 on the breaking Bitcoin indicator. Again, we got the rising explosion level weekly signal last week at the weekly close for Bitcoin, a signal that we have not gotten since the beginning of the parabolic movement in 2019, the Q1, Q2 pump. I do expect that this will bring significantly higher prices leading up to the halvening. I wasn't sure about that, but then we broke the weekly trend back at the beginning of January, and I said it back then, and I'm saying it again now. This is different, all right? Yes, there will be sell-offs. Yes, there will be corrections, but you're buying into fundamental strength at this point in time from a technical perspective on Bitcoin. All right. And Minx gave that confirmed long signal a week following up on that. We did get the Wada Atar initial signal here, and now we have rising explosion level. So everything is quite good. And very similarly, time transformation is pushing its head into the overbought territory. I expect to see that accelerating effect from that. All right, let's go down to the 4-hour time frame here and kind of look intraday. 4-hour exit signal over here on the, let's actually go to Bybit because we're going to be doing leverage trade. Again, so a nice 4-hour run up over here, peaking again at the high of 10,500. Price has pulled back, giving a 4-hour exit signal on the last 4-hour close for the BB indicator. We are still getting continuation signals right here. I think that it's going to pay to be aggressive, but if you're following the letter of the law here on the 4-hour system here, if you're following the letter of law on the 4-hour system, you can exit your trade in profit. Again, if you're one of our traders, you've already hit TP1, so you are already sitting well. Again, that 4-hour entry was 10,250. So price has pulled back a little bit closer to your entry. Or again, as I said, being aggressive will pay off here. So your trades for our premium members for the 4-hour signal, your trades are already in a no loss situation. So you can keep that stop loss at break even. You've already taken your profit off, your initial profit off at TP1, 10,484 was our first take profit. And you guys can wait. We are continuing to get 4-hour continuation. However, a close below 10,306 will invalidate that fully for me. That'll be the end of the continuation. But let's see if we can get some nice bullish momentum. Volatility and volume dropping off a little bit here on the 4-hour time frame, and the momentum oscillators have turned and are heading on their way down. Still above the zero line, i.e. still in the bullish area, still in the, as some would say, the bullish control zone. Not my term, but one that I don't mind using. So overall price looks healthy here on the 4-hour time frame. Again, losing 10,306 on the 4-hour time frame would want to kind of put you, unless you're being extremely aggressive, which is fine. You'd be looking for reversal baseline bounces down around 10,200, which is fine. Looking for kind of continuations there. But with the momentum oscillators kind of so far away from being in overbought levels, you know, I'm fine if we do kind of end up seeing a short-term meso correction here. The momentum oscillators on the 4-hour time frame would seem to signal at that. So again, daily is healthy. No reason to abandon daily trades unless we get a sell-off. However, on the 4-hour time frame, we might faff around a bit here for the next 16 to 20 hours, which is fine. And again, this will be invalidated if we can get some momentum. It's just going to take one nice buy signal breaking this lower high. If we can get a nice 4-hour close above our high close at 10,412, I expect to see higher prices more quickly. So we'll see what the 4-hour wants to bring us. Down here on the 1-hour time frame, we do seem to be in clear consolidation when we kind of zoom down. So at this low of a time frame, we will largely ignore our momentum and just pay kind of close attention to what price is doing. Again, we are some would call this an ascending wedge, which is typically a bearish formation. We're going to have essentially all right. a broadening wedge, typically an ascending broadening wedge, typically a bearish pattern, kind of looking for the breakdown of that lower trend line. I know that's how price action traders and chart analysts will be looking at this. So in that sense, you're looking for an ever increasing kind of rising bar, looking for an additional breakout trade, which can happen. We are biased to the downside in this about 35%. So 65% of the time, Bulkowski's encyclopedia says the broadening ascending wedge breaks down. 35% of the time breaks to the upside. So again, as Lloyd would say, as Harry would say, you're saying there's a chance. And again, the daily and the weekly look incredibly strong. Yes, on the lower time frames here, it does seem like we're getting a little bit of consolidation. Taking a look at volume analysis on the 4-hour for me, I believe, for this one. Again, not a whole lot has changed here. We do have an inefficiency in the market down around 99.70. Again, my resting orders are still sitting at 94.40, where our second inefficiency is. So if we were to get the worst case scenario kind of sell off, 94.40 is where I'm going to be looking to aggressively re-enter. However, we do have an inefficiency in the market here now with this last pump to the upside that begins right around 99.20 and kind of stretches up to about 10,000. So about, a good $100 area, a buy-in area there, targeting the aggressive re-entry. And you have a great high volume node here for stop loss placement. So again, looking for aggressive re-entry at 99.70 with validation around 97.50. Should that play out, then you have another area that begins at around 9,500, stretching down to 9,400 with invalidation below 9,200, 9,300 if you're being a little bit more conservative. But again, nice, beautiful structure, continuing to break above high volume nodes of resistance, and I don't really see anything significant in the form of supply and demand on these time frames, with the exception of this high volume node stretching overhead, but that's not until 10,877, and breaking that, we do have this area of consolidation here at around 11,000, the upper 11,000s, but really I think the next target after that would be 13,000. Those are going to line up very well with our weekly Quadriga ATR target levels as well. All right, getting off of Bitcoin for the day, let me know if you guys have any particular questions about Bitcoin. We always start with the big dog over here because that's the big one. Ron Legato asks if he should close his hedges on Bybit. Well, I'm not sure why you're hedged. If you're hedged now, then we're clearly... we must be doing something slightly different, my brother, because I only hedge after confirmation of losing the daily baseline. So for me, it's objective and simple. If you are hedged right now, I don't want to tell you to just immediately exit a position. We just looked at that 4-hour and 1-hour analysis. So if I were you, I would want to get a little confirmation. So again, if we can invalidate, if your analysis is kind of lining up with the, the diagonal trend line, you could wait for a break of that, an hourly or a 4-hour close above that to exit your position. The other thing that you could do as well is be looking for, as I said, if you're looking at our momentum oscillators, let's pull back up breaking Bitcoin. Again, you don't have breaking Bitcoin. I understand that. But what you do have is you have minks. You have time transformation. We're not getting a 4-hour bottom feeder signal, just checking. You have minks, you have time transformation, you have the baseline, you have all of these things. So you can be waiting for a continuation signal on kind of the meso timeframes to moderate your hedge trade would be a good signal there. So looking for either minks or time transformation to bottom above zero, that is cross back to the upside above the zero line in bullish territory would be a good signal. Or what I would prefer to see is if we can get another signal from Water explosion, that is another green column in conjunction with that continuation signal as well from the momentum oscillators. I think that's going to let you handle your trade quite well. Because if you're trading somewhat of a lower time frame, then I would not be against being hedged when price is consolidating. That's often a safe strategy, can protect you from downside. It can just be a little bit more difficult to kind of phase back into the entry. Okay. Let's look at our big performers of the day. Here, in USD value, HBAR up 154%, Blockstack, which is in my portfolio, up 33.6%, and the other big performer of the day, Monacoin. So let's see what we have on these today. Oh, the other thing that I forgot to mention is I am long on Cosmos, been long on Cosmos since before the Coinbase announcement. So Coinbase Atom, ATOM, is now available to Coinbase customers in the UK and on the Coinbase iOS and Android app. They can trade Cosmos on Coinbase now as well, which led to a very nice positive movement to the upside. Let me double check my stats and metrics here real quick. Yeah, and currently still up 7.30% after hitting TP1 at around 8% on Atom. My Blockstack holdings are up 35.71%, DOC up 30.84%, Litecoin up 68.50%. The only thing, and you know what? This is kind of silly because I don't know why that number is, why that letter was red. I'm sorry, guys. Even XRP up 7.59% from where I bought. Okay, so let's take a gander. Just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of information here. Blockstack is our second biggest mover of the day, so we're going to be covering news and information on Blockstack. I did invest in Blockstack's token offering. It was the first, it's one of only 2 projects that have done token offerings in the United States that have reached SEC Regulation A+ certification, meaning that they can offer it to retail investors. They did 2 rounds in addition to VC rounds. Blockstack. This is the article from Neeb Ali, who's the CEO, kind of founder of Blockstack. Blockstack token sale becomes the first SEC qualified offering in United States history. The other token offering that was offered in the United States was Props by YouNow. Now, both Blockstack and Props, I had a chance to sit down with Jude Nelson, lead developer of Blockstack, and Jonathan, who is the lead developer of Props, again, the other SEC A+ certification token offering in the United States. I got a chance to sit down with both of them at San Francisco Blockchain Week back in November. Both of them really cool guys, honestly, and I'll have those interviews coming up here on the channel here pretty soon. So you guys can find all this out. This is on Blockstack's blog. Let's get over here and look at the information on Hedera Hashgraph. It's just kind of fun to go to Twitter and see what the rest of the market is saying. Here from Coinman, I don't know what that is, but he says, if you're wondering what the hell is going on with the price of HBAR on CoinMarketCap, it's because Google have become a governing council member of Hedera, not just a partner and owner. So then a little photoshopped Google image there. HBAR has reached 32 on CoinMarketCap by volume over the last 24 hours. And this is a nice, quite excited, a little bit more sustainable pump rather than the kick airdropping that we covered the other day, which is a complete scam. From Hedera Hashgraph's official Twitter, they were just listed on Constellation R shortlist for blockchain technology services. This puts them up there right next to IBM, Infosys, Microsoft, Oracle, Salesforce, and Wipro. STX finally in the top 100, reaching 98 on CoinMarketCap. And I just thought this one was kind of funny from Crypto Boulevard. And you can, listen, guys, you know it's alt season when you're seeing tweets like this all over the place, okay? Tweets like this all over the place. And he says his 5 picks for 2020 are Bitcoin, Hedera Hashgraph, Ethereum, Blockstack, and Binance. Not bad picks. Not bad picks, I'm not going to lie. Now, because we do cover both, this is not a channel where we just shill what we like. We do cover both sides. So something that I have come across recently that you will want to look into if you're interested in buying into Blockstack is this recent article, and you'll have to do your own analysis as to whether this affects your purchasing desire. For me, it does not. I think that the fundamentals and the pumpamentals are absolutely there. But this is from Larry Cermak. Many of you guys are familiar with him. He's done a lot of work in the space on exposing scams. He has written a great op-ed about Blockstack's what he calls million user fiasco. And this is, honestly, I think that there's a whole lot less to this than what they are making it out to be. I understand that they feel that there is something here that's inappropriate, but go check the article out for yourself. You can follow Larry Cermak on Twitter. I will put the link to the article. It'll actually be in the show notes that you guys can get on the website. So, but yeah, he's tweeting about essentially this issue where, Blockstack had a portion of funds that they from their token offering, from their initial investment into their project, that they had locked up, and one of the rules was that money would not be unlocked for funding the project until they reached 1 million users. And the governing council, who was put in charge of determining whether that happened, said that they have 1 million users. They've been able to prove that they have over 1 million active users. All the definitions were laid out in advance. They've reached those definitions. But now, after they've done that, these guys, Larry Cermak and And his other colleagues are coming out and saying, well, we don't really like how they define the terms of 1 million active users. Should they really have counted those people? And was this, like, and I get that. Listen, I get that people are always going to have issues with making sure that everything is above board as possible. But at the end of the day, the definition for what an active user was clearly laid out in the prospectus at the very beginning before they ever received any money. And all they did was meet the qualifications of their terms so that they could utilize money that investors had already trusted and invested into the project. So in my opinion, when I look at it in the light of everything, this is really a big nothing burger in my opinion. But again, being objective and fair and sharing both sides of the argument. Senior analyst Da Vinci is doing absolutely fantastic work, nailing trades left and right for the premium members. Make sure to come over to our Discord and check him out. He does frequently post free signals in our trade setups channel, which is available to everybody. But he wanted to point out the falling market cap dominance. He views this as a great predicting element of alt season. Bitcoin dominance dropping to 63.32% over here on TradingView. Not just on TradingView, but overall in the market as money continues to leave Bitcoin and surge into the altcoin market. He wanted to point out coins that he's watching today are going to be things like Ravencoin, looking at the continuation long signal on Minx on the daily time frame, Harmony against Tether, giving the same kind of continuation long signal with baseline confirmation. Litecoin, in his opinion, is about to go parabolic with the next continuation long signal and baseline confirmation. Following up Bitcoin Gold, which he thought was funny because he thought this project was supposed to die, but looking strong, looking healthy, but giving the take profit signal on the daily. So make sure to lock in some profits on Bitcoin Gold. Mana, in his opinion, is discretionarily looking fantastic. And Engine Coin, similarly, another continuation long signal on the daily, so good sign of strength. Again, other large performers of the day. Nexo, even Saya Coin is pumping. It is a bull market. Tezos up another 19.3%. I think it's time, ladies and gentlemen. Just get some Tezos. All right, watch it correct 80% if it does, but Tezos seems like an interesting one. All right. Ravencoin doing well, Monero looking well, again, against the dollar, altcoins performing fantastically. Really no sign of stopping at this point in time. Link up another 5.3%, which was another trade, as we talked about yesterday, that senior analyst Da Vinci grabbed for the group also. All right. It is 12:33, so we're going to get into today's crypto currently segment where we're going to break down XRP's latest improvement proposal. We're also going to be talking about kind of the trends and terms and looking at the fundamental strength behind this bull market and why we are bullish and not calling for the top. But before we do that, I want to thank today's crypto comment giveaway sponsor, Spectre Security Coin. Make sure to go check them out at spectresecurity.io. Link is in the description down below. If you are concerned with your privacy and security, if you have made mistakes, if you do not want to be the next Peter Schiff, then make sure to go get a one-on-one consultation with my friends over at Spectre Security. Make sure that your security is on point. They will teach you how to use a password manager properly, how to make sure that you are storing your cryptocurrency safely and correctly, using exchanges correctly, any security concerns you have, making sure you're following best practice, that the company that Cracking Cryptocurrency trusts to make sure that everything we do is correct and up to best industry standards as far as security goes. Make sure to check them out again. Link in the description. I'd like to thank them for sponsoring today's crypto comment giveaway, where we give away cryptocurrency every single day to a random. I don't want to say random. I want to say that at some point I would apply discretion and say, well, if somebody just posts a comment that says, wubba lubba dub dub, then maybe I wouldn't pick that one. Actually, I'm a big Rick and Morty fan, so I might, I actually would probably pick that one. Just being honest. But I'm grabbing the URL from yesterday's video, and let's choose a random YouTube commenter. Yesterday's video was Bitcoin surges from support, Hedera hashgraph, massive pump, kick token scam, market analysis. Make sure, listen, if you guys received kick token airdrop to your Ethereum address, 888,888. Watch yesterday's video, the segment on the kick token. It was last night's Breaking Bitcoin Bits. You don't want to miss that. You want to look into it. That money's locked, and it's always going to be locked. Rickie Thompson, man. Thank you so much for my brother. He says, it blows me away that the most distrusted and flaky YouTubers in this space have the biggest following. Cannot Can't people distinguish real information from BS? I really feel sorry for some of these brain dead people listening to the shills in this space. Really glad I found you last January. Very good host and a loyal group of intelligent traders. Thank you, my friend. You know what? My job here is done. Just kidding. We got so much more to cover. Thank you so much, RT, my brother. You know the drill. Hit me up in the Discord, man, and I will tip you some crypto. If you guys would like a chance to win 8,000 XSPC coins, it is alt season, ladies and gentlemen. So 8,000 coins is not something to pass up. Please leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts and opinions. Let us know what you learned today. Let us know what trades you've taken lately that correspond to our analysis, and you have a chance to win in tomorrow's giveaway. All right. With that being said, let's head into today's crypto. Oh, wait. This is a good opportunity to remind you guys. If you guys are new to the Discord, if you guys are interested in getting a sneak peek at what a small portion of the premium subscribers get, it's not just signals. We focus on education, risk management, mentoring, providing a community of traders to operate with together, as well as things that will be coming out this year, such as mobile, our mobile app will be available to our premium members, our trading platform, all of these things. What was I going to say? But you guys can take a sneak peek at our signal delivery system, or if you want a good walkthrough and guide to how to utilize Discord, make sure to check out the Discord tutorial that lead moderator Jack posted on YouTube a couple of weeks ago. It's here in, I believe there's a special playlist for it, premium group information, and the premium member Discord tutorial. Great job. Thank you again, Jack, for posting that. If you are, okay, no, we're not giving a t-shirt away. We are going to be having a sale this weekend though. If you are a free member of our Discord and you'd like an additional walkthrough, then definitely check out moderator Paul's article for what do I get when I join the free community at Cracking Cryptocurrency. This is on the website, crackingcryptocurrency.com. Underneath blog, it's the latest blog article. Also make sure to go check out, if you're on the website, if you have any questions about the group, about what we do, about trading and investing, then you can go to resources and click the frequently asked questions drop down. We cover so many questions here about trading, investing, Discord, Google Drive, how to sign up, everything that we do, TradingView, so many questions answered here, not just group specific, but a lot of group specific questions as well. With that being said, guys, make sure to hit the thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm if you have not done that already, and consider giving us a follow and a subscribe if you're watching on Twitch and D Live today. And we're going to get into today's Crypto Currently episode. Let's go. The latest improvement proposal for Ripple's XRP Ledger network includes a provision for deletable accounts. Now, the proposal still requires approval by an 80% majority of the XRP network validators, but the concept of centrally censorable accounts typically sends shockwaves through crypto communities. But in the case of XRP, it really is just business as usual. Now, before laying out the case for deletable accounts, Ripple CTO David Schwartz explained how XRP undergoes upgrades and integrates new features into its ledger. And according to Schwartz, XRP was designed to be robust, stable, and decentralized. And like all blockchains, its developers continually make improvements, and the network has its governance model to push changes through. Quoting, as the XRP ledger. That's not it. Let's go check out the official. There we go. So here's the amendment ID from the XRP ledger, xrpl.org. As the XRP ledger network grows, quoting Mr. Schwartz, so does the need for improved governance. Now, he described how the upgrade process is different from other cryptocurrencies, which typically undergo hard forks in their updates, while Ripple favors an amendment process. Before a new feature is introduced to the XRP ledger, it is first debated in the community before being converted into an official proposal, followed by generating and testing code changes of the new feature. From there, an 80% majority support is required together from the network validators. So 80% of the network validators need to approve to integrate the code update to the mainnet, together with a mandatory 2-week holding period. Now, validators who do not approve the feature will have to adapt it with no resources if the majority does decide to adopt. You guys want a democracy? This is how it works. Mob rule. However, the 80% requirement means a strong majority ensures that most of the network is, of course, agreeable on the update, avoiding hard forks at all costs. As Schwartz pointed out, features which have been successfully rolled out using this amendment process, such as managed multi-signing, as well as the latest on-chain escrow and payment channel features. So deletable accounts are just another feature expected to be incorporated in much the same manner. But this latest deletable accounts feature is at the final stages of implementation. It's mainly awaiting the 80% validator approval before moving forward. The proposal was first discussed in October 2019, stating that new administrative powers were required in order to be able to remove suspicious accounts as well as repatriate the XRP funds being held by them. As stated in the official proposal document, quote, "The XRP ledger doesn't have very many levers to discourage abusive behaviors. Pretty much all it can do is make abusive behaviors more expensive. One desirable feature for the XRP ledger would be for it to be possible to completely remove account from the ledger and recover the reserve from that account. We call this a deletable account." That was all a quote from the proposal. Now, Schwartz argues that spam accounts on the XRP network are an issue, and that deletable accounts, or the feature therein, will benefit the system by cutting down on abusive network participants. Schwartz maintains that this feature is all upside, bringing, quote, "further trust to the ledger and ensuring that XRP ledger continues to experience high performance without downtime." However, sweeping powers by network authorities to delete XRPL accounts at will and even seize the funds of those they suspect to be spam or bad actors sounds awfully Orwellian to many of the liberty-minded enthusiasts in the crypto space. This sort of centralized command and control model is disturbing to many, but really not to be unexpected from a cryptocurrency that many view as centralized, corporate, and in pursuit of regulatory compliance, mainstream approval, and acceptance from the existing legacy banking system. But it does lead one to wonder, are deletable accounts a step too far even for the Ripple network? Will their supposedly decentralized group of validators possibly reject this one feature for the first time as an overreach? That's a controversial subject, so I want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section down below. Again, I want to be very clear with this. I now hold some XRP. However, my complaints and concerns about XRP still stand. All right. I have been very vocal in my criticisms of XRP. And again, my concerns here are legitimate. Will the XRP validators reject this? Is this a step too far? Again, not something that overly surprises me, something that I would never accept or expect from Bitcoin or Ethereum. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section down below. Is there something I'm missing? I always respect and extend an opportunity for those to prove me wrong and expand my horizons on subjects that I am learning. Now, in our next story, it has been an exceptionally exciting start to the year of 2020 in terms of price action. A cryptocurrency has been, mildly putting it, booming in recent weeks, with coins across the space posting massive gains and grabbing headlines. And all this activity is bringing serious retail attention back into the cryptocurrency markets. According to data from Google Trends, searches for Bitcoin as well as altcoin-related queries are seeing their highest levels since the middle of 2019's bull cycle. Now, Bitcoin, the largest digital asset of them all, began the year trading at just $7,170. And as of today, it is at $10,350 at the time of reporting, meaning an appreciation of 44% in just 6 weeks' time. That kind of price movement, particularly breaking the $10,000 psychological barrier after a months-long bear market, after multiple months-long bear market, generally attracts a lot of attention from the masses. And Google Trends is confirming that searches for Bitcoin are increasing in the last several weeks. Among the countries currently leading Sorry, we'll get to that in just a second. Among the countries currently leading this search trend are Nigeria, South Africa, Austria, Ghana, and Switzerland in the top 5. Interestingly enough, kind of seeing the definite use case of banking the unbanked in third world countries there, but also investigation from countries like Switzerland and Austria. Good financial systems in those countries. Now, also worth noting that searches for buy Bitcoin are also on the rise, which some consider to be a very bullish indicator because it reveals an increase in purchasing interest among retail investors. Now, in terms of institutional investors, others are drawing similar conclusions based on data coming from the GBTC, Bitcoin Investment Trust managed by Grayscale, as well as open interest on the futures trading platform backed from the Intercontinental Exchange. Now, as of yesterday, the price of one GBTC share was $9.69, while the market price per share was at $13. This means a premium of over 30%, meaning institutional investors were willing to pay a 30% premium for exposure to Bitcoin without the need to bother with custody and storage on Backed. Now, ICE's Backed is reflecting a similar trend, with the Backed trading bot reporting monthly futures volume surging yesterday, setting again new all-time highs. Meanwhile, research from Glassnodes is reinforcing this bullish trend, reporting on exchange inflows and outflows. According to Glassnodes, when Bitcoin approaches local highs or market tops, exchanges see increased depositing as investors look to sell. There's a fantastic indicator. My friend Bennett, Bitcoin Trading Challenge, has a video on this as well. By the way, hopefully we'll be getting Bennett back on for a catch-up on the live stream, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, Bitcoin Trading Challenge. But he has a great video on crypto inflows and outflows. He goes over this as kind of a fundamental sell signal as well. And there's a good indicator on TradingView for this the last time that I checked. So if you guys are a little bit more interested in the concept of crypto inflows and outflows, definitely go check that video out from my friend Bitcoin Trading Challenge and the indicator on TradingView. He covers that in this video. Now, as I said, when Bitcoin approaches local highs or tops, exchanges will see increased deposits as investors are depositing their Bitcoin to sell it into dollars or Tether. Now, blockchain analysis data right now, though, is showing no such indication. Tweeting from Glassnodes here, historically, when Bitcoin has approached local or global tops, we've seen increased deposits to exchanges as investors look to sell. Now, this time, there is no indication that Bitcoin is overvalued whatsoever. Price above 10,000, retail investment interest rising, institutional investors willing to pay a 30% premium to get exposure to Bitcoin at $10,000 price levels. I don't care what your indicator says. You're buying into fundamental strength. Ridesaurus Rex, I don't know you, my friend, but this is the beginning of something, not the end. That's why. Much love, my brother. Again, let me know your thoughts and comments down in the comment section down below, guys. We're going to cover a lot of stuff here. We're going to now get into the Q&A section. We have got about 10-15 minutes left in the daily live stream. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Let me know if you guys have any chart requests, anything you guys would like me to look at. I will be glad to look at that for you. So let me see what the moderators have for me. Also, before I forget, which I'm sorry, guys. You guys know I got nothing but DLive love over here. Sorry, let's get back over to Bitcoin here. So those lemons in the basket for you guys. Is 500 lemons too much? Can we do 500 lemons? Let's do lemons, guys. Why does it feel like my screen's... There we go. Maybe I just have had my head turned for too long. I don't know. All right. Yeah, we're going to do it big today, guys. Going to do it big. Jeez, did I not get any water? Times like this, I am mad that I fired my assistant. All right. So a question from yesterday that I didn't get a chance to answer. I hope you're listening today, my friend. A question from Blue Box Territory. And the question is, when we are moving cryptocurrency into cold storage, should we put it through a mixer and send it to an address that hasn't made any previous sense? Yes. Yes. If you are looking to hold unconfiscatable funds for the long term, again, that is one potential way to do it. The best case scenario is, that is obviously that's going to be your basic OPSEC for doing anything. Like if you want a really good guide on how to store Bitcoin securely, just go Google, deep.web, and look at the kind of basic run through for how to do anything on the darknet, for example, if you're going to do any kind of crypto exchanges on the darknet. Not that I'm recommending that you do that or do anything against your local jurisdiction or anything illegal. But what I am saying is that you can get information on how to properly secure Bitcoin the way that somebody who is engaged in those activities would. And if you're looking to store Bitcoin in the most private way possible, that is the way to do so. One of the better ways to do, and the first way that I got into Bitcoin was, of course, I purchased my initial Bitcoin that I still have, PDP. So person to person, i.e. I went to local Bitcoin meetups, met an individual that sold me Bitcoin for cash transfer. And so I bought my Bitcoins physically. My first Bitcoins I ever bought were paper Bitcoins. Like my first Bitcoin wallet was a paper wallet. So yeah, that's not a bad idea. You've got Blender, you've got Bitblender, you've got Mixer.io, you've got all those different websites that'll blend. Honestly, though, and I'm not an expert on this, but from what I understand, Wasabi Wallet, has that built-in mixer. And as long as you become educated on not mixing your UTXO splits and setting everything properly, that might be a good alternative as well. He's like, get out of here, man. I'm trying to get all these lemons. Let's see here. We have a question here that says, if Minx ends up not printing a continuation long on today's close, will you close your long position? No. Caprica says, do I have another cold wallet other than the Nano Ledger X? As Ledger Live does not have some altcoin wallets, I have had to use Yoroi for Cardano. Yes. So, for example, I have some Nano. So I use Nano Vault. I use Sync for EOS, right? For I think Sync's VeChain. I'm gonna seem silly. Yeah, Sync is VeChain. My apologies. Fairy Wallet for EOS. Let's see here. Ledger will add support for some things. Blockstack, I use their native wallet. Yeah, things like that. So also just the way that I do my OPSEC as well is that whenever possible, I generate all my private keys on an air-gapped offline computer by downloading the Direct Wallet software client, whether that's on Linux, if I can run the daemon itself, if I can run it, if I can compile from source, even better. But I typically, use my Linux client, my air-gapped offline computer, just an offline air-gapped laptop that has generally like Linux Mint on it or something like that, or the latest stable Ubuntu 16 point, whatever. I'll generate my private keys off there. Again, I go a little overboard. So again, my laptop, that network card's ripped out. Like there's no getting online, the Wi-Fi chip's ripped out. There's no internet access. So that's what I do, especially for signing private transactions for Bitcoin, because I use Bitcoin Core. and run my own full node. I think it's very important that people do that or learn to do that. But yeah, I mean, for the majority of a lot of my holdings, I just use Ledger because it's convenient and it's secure. Don't recommend using Trezor. New research has come out that shows that Trezor is not actually as safe as it's intended to be. It's fairly easy to crack, particularly if you can get your hands on one physically. Ledger, quite different. Unfortunately, Trezor's known this since last year and hasn't done anything about it. Let's see here. Peckham27 says, can you discuss the 14,000 Bitcoin sell on Friday the 14th by the Fed in the United States? Price is increasing because of it. Yeah, the United States government had seized 14,000 Bitcoin that they had confiscated from darknet seizures. Maybe there was one specific big one on there. I'm not exactly sure, but I know it was from criminal activity and things like that they had seized, and they auctioned it off at market price. Honestly, I don't know how much they paid for it. Let's see if we can find out. I found something from the U.S. Marshals website from a sale from 2018. Yeah, I'm not having luck finding anything here on DuckDuckGo. I'm sorry. Just information about U.S. Marshals auctioning 50,000 and then 650. Oh, here we go. Maybe this is it. No, this is back in 2015 when they sold 44,000. That's 2018. You'd think that would be kind of on the news. So if anybody can find some actual information on that, but I heard that as well. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Jack. Here we go. It's 4,000 Bitcoin. You know why you guys lying to me like that, man? 14,000. The U.S. government has opened registration for the bidding of over 4,040 Bitcoins, currently worth more than 37 million, which will be auctioned off on February 18th. The winning bidder will be notified on the same day. These Bitcoins were forfeited in various federal, criminal, civil, and administrative cases, the U.S. Marshals Service explained. So we should be able to... Here we go. Yep, here it is. Here's the official website from the U.S. Marshals. So if you guys want to bid on these, for sale, U.S. Marshals, 4,041.58424932 Bitcoin. It's a sealed bid. The required deposit to participate is $200,000. Seized from United States versus Tyler Ward, DEA, Ryan Ferrace, Matthew Lee Jensen, DEA, Alexandra Kazez, Ronald Wheeler. No, Ronnie Wheeler. That's the guy that was associated with the Bitfinex and CCC. Or was that Alphabay? Yeah, that was Ronald Wheeler was Alphabay and CCC, the company that the company that stole all that money from Bitfinex, the money that Bitfinex borrowed from the Tether treasury. Forfeiture of a Jax wallet, forfeiture. Sky Gornick. Let's see here. When do you got? Registration ends. It's already over. The deadline was noon Eastern Standard Time. It's now safe for us to talk about. It's 2 hours ago. So congratulations to the winner there. That is about... So you are asserting that that is causing price to go up. I'm going to say that that has nothing to do with price, but I mean, I get what you might possibly be saying. Let's see here. So it's $40 million. It's about $40 million, you know, simple math, $40 million worth of Bitcoin at current market price. Sanjeev Kumar, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend, and the generous donation. Highly appreciated. Thank you, my friend. He says, hi, Justin. What strategy should one use to take profits on their Bitcoin spot long bag? Does weekly ATR take profits work well or baseline failure? Okay, so, you know, going spot long is a fundamental part of my strategy on the daily. That's something that I'm actively concerned with teaching everybody in the PTP course and how I utilize the baseline and all these kind of tools. But as far as, you know, it can get simpler if you utilize the weekly time frame. Baseline failure is great for that. Above the baseline, unconfirmed buy signal, then you're spot long, or just above the baseline and below the baseline, you can do spot long hedge just like that. You're typically only going to take very few losses if you're using the weekly time frame like that. Daily time frame, again, you're not going to have very many losses, but you'll have a few more failures where you have a failed breakout. This is where the volume confirmation can come in very handy on that daily time frame. As far as when to take profits on spot longs, I prefer the trend, man. You know, I prefer baseline failures. I take leveraged positions if I want to trade Bitcoin. As far as being spot long or spot or hedged short with a futures contract or sitting in cash, yeah, I wait for trend failure. Yeah. I mean, I've seen so many people say that they sold their Bitcoin. I was back here in 2017, man, when people sold their Bitcoin at 5,000 and did fist pumps and chest bumps like, we sold the top, bro. Right. And then they walk its way up to 20K. You know, so spot long is there to max. I mean, that's the thing. Like, because I move my equity into Bitcoin, I pack a massive wallet on my profits. Like, people ask me, like, when Bitcoin is bullish, how I return 30 to 50% a month. And it's because I know when to sit my money in Bitcoin and when not to. And that's a fundamental part of my strategy, So yeah, I don't really look to take profits on spot positions that way. But again, if you are trading, then yes, that's fine. Weekly ATR levels work fantastic. Daily ATR levels work fantastic. Yes. As long as that volume confirmation is there. The higher volume, the greater probability you have to hit your take profit targets. The less volume, the lower probability. I heard somebody request Overstock, so we are going to look at Overstock real quick. Overstock on the daily, or excuse me, today, anyways, looks good. Overstock on the daily is kind of giving its first daily buy signal with WADA confirmation. This is earnings day, so I think we've seen the conclusions of that. So did we beat expectations? When are they announcing earnings? Well, I typically don't trade on earnings day, but again, looking good. The market seems to be rallying, expecting good earnings. So, pardon me if they've already announced earnings and I'm reading this wrong, but the estimate is down. It looks like the market is responding as if they beat market estimates. But yeah, we're above the dead zone. Minx and time transformation are in bullish control zone. We've crossed the bull flip. We've cleared the baseline. We flipped the breaking Bitcoin initiator long. This is a buy signal, man. Overstock looks good. Overstock looks good. Like today, this is a buy signal today. We're looking at targets of 961, 1012, 1063 initially. So this is good. Invalidation currently. Invalidation below the baseline, so $8.42. Payam asked me to look at Cardano. Let's see here. Cardano is good. We've recovered from multiple sell signals and getting a continuation long. I think we actually got one today on Minx. I believe we got one. Ooh, we're getting two, both from Minx and time transformation, giving us both continuation longs, as well as Wadatar explosion. So Cardano looks good. Little overextended. That's okay. Buying into strength is fine. Looking at initial take profits of 7.4 cents, 7.8 cents, and 8.2 cents. Invalidation at 6.4. And Wayne Arndt, ZCash, and this will be the last request for the day. We'll just go check out Bitfinex. ZCash is one I've had my eye on. I think ZCash is a good hold. ZCash and Raven, for my mining buddies, two of their favorite coins to mine. And I am a big proponent that miners can do a lot to move price to the upside when they are incentivized to. Volume's fallen off quite a little bit, kind of looking for a nice surge. Again, being aggressive is okay. We are getting the medium time frame buy signal, which I don't really use, but it is there. You guys can see that. Actually, excuse me, that's the short-term buy signal. We are still in bullish territory. We are now clearing the baseline. So this is a valid baseline continuation reentry signal. Invalidation at 69.13. Actually, excuse me, invalidation at 69.68. But really 72.29 because you'll be losing the baseline then. So I think that, there's not volume confirmation. So this one's a little hairy. I would use half risk, if not lower on this one. Looking for initial take profit targets of 78.86 to 88.63. Hard stop loss at 66.64 and exiting the trade if we get that daily close below 72.79. But, and this is important, but we need to close the daily above 74.02 to be taking Zcash to the upside. If we don't close 74.02, we'll be in a no trade zone. All right, guys. Thank you so much for everything. Closing segments. Make sure to support the channel if you enjoy the content. Subscribe if you have not already here on YouTube. Give us a follow on Twitch or DLive, and hit the thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. Highly appreciated. Thank you, guys. Make sure to go check out the premium Discord tutorial if you are new to Discord, if you'd like to see what the premium signal delivery system looks like. If you'd like a walkthrough of our free Discord, that's on the website underneath the blog, new member walkthrough from moderator Paul. Thank you for that. Also, make sure to check out the frequently asked questions section on the website, right up here under resources and frequently asked questions. The team is currently working on the glossary right now, updating the glossary. We're going to be having a Valentine's Day sale this weekend, starting Friday. We'll be tweeting that out on Friday. All of the information and the coupon codes for that you purchase through the website. You can utilize either PayPal or you can pay in cryptocurrency as well. All that information will be on the website and on our social media come Friday. And if you're a premium member, if you're an existing member, we're going to do something special for you. So make sure to check the premium announcements channel. Again, big fan of Valentine's Day, all right? That's about it. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update with your host, Justin Wise. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Hopefully you go on to have a fantastic day. Trade safely, buy into strength, go forth and use everything that you've learned to make correct decisions and trade wisely, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, or death threats, please leave them in the comment section down below, and I will do my best to get back to you if the question is germane to the conversation. And I apologize if I haven't been able to respond to YouTube comments lately. We're just doing so much, guys. Make sure if you are a premium advanced, professional, or elite member that you tune in for the mentoring session today between 2 and 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you guys there. We've been having excellent sessions. The Module 1 redo will be done this week for premium members. I will not be here from Friday to Sunday, but we've got some fantastic videos coming out for you here on YouTube. Going to take a little vacation over to the city, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. It's the last show of the week, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time for another episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. You guys be safe, trade wisely, and be excellent to one another. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure to join us in the Discord. Links in the description for everything you could need.